This is Sam's Teach Yourself HTML, CSS, Javascript, 3rd edition. Oh, all in one. 3rd edition. As written by Jennifer Turnan and Julie C. Maloney. We're continuing on where we left off. So I know we got through okay. So now we're in the section called selecting a web hosting provider. Selecting a web hosting provider. Despite my telling you that you can work through all these lessons without having a web server, having a web server is the recommended method for continuing. Don't worry, obtaining a hosting provider is usually a quick, painless, and relatively inexpensive process. In fact, you can get your own domain name and a year of web hosting for slightly more than the cost of the lessons you are reading now. Well, technically, what I'm reading now is at the library and it's free, so probably more than that. If you type web hosting provider in your search engine of choice, you get millions of hits and an endless list of sponsored search results, also known as ads. Even if you are looking at a match list of hosting providers, it can be overwhelming, especially if all you're looking for is a place to host a simple website for yourself or your company or organization. You'll want to narrow your search when looking for a provider and choose one that best meets your needs. Some selection criteria for a web hosting provider follow. Reliability, server uptime. If you have an online presence, you want to make sure people can actually get there consistently. Customer service. Look for multiple methods of contacting customer service: phone, email, chat, as well as online documentation for common issues. Server space. Does the hosting package include enough server space to hold all the multimedia files, images, audio, video you plan to include in your website, if any? Bandwidth. Does the hosting package include enough bandwidth that all the people visiting your site and downloading files can do so without you having to pay extra? Domain name purchase and management. Does the package include a custom domain name, or must you purchase and maintain your domain name separately from your hosting account? Price. Do not overpay for hosting. You will see a wide range of prices offered and should immediately wonder, what's the difference? Often the difference has little to do with the quality of the service and everything to do with the company overhead and what the company thinks it can get away with charging people. A good rule of thumb is that if you are paying more than $75 per year for a basic hosting package and domain name, you're probably paying too much. Here are 3 reliable web hosting providers whose basic packages contain plenty of server space and bandwidth, as well as domain names and extra benefits at a relatively low cost. Note, okay, I have read this before, but it's still good information. The authors have used all these providers and then some. Over the years, and have no problem recommending any of them. Julie predominantly uses Daily Razor as a web hosting provider, especially for advanced development environments. Oh, really? That's good to know. While Jennifer tends while Jennifer tends to use Bluehost. Now, what I have to double check is if this is the third edition of this book, and there might be some changes as to who the owners of these two companies are, and if their policies changed, if they are under new ownership. Okay, so the three they recommend: Small Orange, www.asmallorange.com. The tiny and small shared hosting packages are perfect starting places for a new web content publisher. Daily Razor, www.dailyrazor.com. Its website hosting package is full-featured and reliable. Bluehost, www.bluehost.com. The basic shared hosting package is suitable for many personal and small business websites. You don't? If you don't go with any of these web hosting providers, you can at least use their basic package descriptions as a guideline for you to shop around. One feature of a good hosting provider is that it provides a control panel for you to manage aspects of your account. Figure 1.3 shows the control panel for a hosting account at Daily Razor. Many web hosting providers offer this particular control panel software called cPanel, or another control panel that is similar in design with clearly labeled icons leading to tasks you can perform to configure and manage your account. That looks like this. Figure 1.3, a sample control panel. So there's find, frequent access areas, general account info. Then there's all these kinds of buttons and labels where if you click on, it'll lead you to the particular section. And no, I didn't do this pen, that was somebody else. I just got the library book, and that was not me with the pen. That was somebody else who got the library book earlier. You might never need to use your control panel, but having it available to you simplifies the installation of databases and other software. That's good to know. The viewing of web statistics and the addition of email addresses, among many other features. If you can follow instructions, you can manage your own web server. No special training required. Oh, that's good to know. Testing with multiple browsers and devices. Now that we've just discussed the process of web content delivery and the acquisition of a web server, it might seem a little strange to step back and talk about testing your websites with multiple web browsers and devices. However, before you go off and learn all about creating websites with HTML and CSS, do so with this very important statement in mind. Every visitor to your website will potentially use hardware and software configurations that are different from your own, including their device types: desktop, laptop, tablet, phone, operating systems, Windows, Mac, Android, iOS, screen resolutions, browser types, browser window sizes, and connection speeds. Remember that you cannot control any aspect of what your visitors use when they view their site. So just as you're setting up your web hosting environment and getting ready to work, think about downloading several web browsers so that you have a local test suite of tools available to you. Let us explain why this is important. Although all web browsers process and handle information in the same general way, some specific differences among them result in things not always looking the same in different browsers. Even users of the same version of the same web browser can alter how a page appears by choosing different display options and or changing the size of their viewing windows. All the major web browsers allow users to override the background colors and fonts the web page author specifies with those of their own choosing. Screen resolution, window size, and optional toolbars can also change how much of a page someone sees when it first appears on their screens. You can ensure only that you write standards comply with HTML and CSS. Note, in part 4, Responsive Web Design, you'll learn about the concept of responsive web design, in which the design of a site shifts and changes automatically depending on the user's behavior and viewing environment, screen size, device, and so on. Do not, under any circumstance, spend hours on end designing something that looks perfect only on your computer, unless you're willing to be disappointed when you look at it on your friend's computer, on the computer in the coffee shop down the street, or on your iPhone. You should always test your websites with as many of these web browsers as possible. Apple Safari, with that web address for Mac, Google Chrome with that web address for Mac, Windows, and Linux, and Unix. Mozilla Firefox, HTTP, that's the web address for Mac, Windows, and Linux, Unix. Microsoft Edge for Windows, and Opera for Mac, Windows, and Linux, Unix. Now that you have a development environment set up, or at least some idea of the type you'd like to set up in the future, let's move on to creating a test file. Creating a sample file. Before you actually create a file, take a look at listing 1.1. This listing represents a simple piece of web content, a few lines of HTML that print, "Hello world, welcome to my web server," in large bold letters on 2 lines centered within a browser window. You'll learn more about HTML and CSS used within the file as you read future lessons. Listing 1.1, our sample HTML file, not dot type, HTML, HTML ling equals n, meta char set equals UTF-8, hello world, add body, text align, center, hello world, welcome to my web server, body, so close the body, close the HTML. To make use of this content, open a text editor of your choice. Use a notepad, such as Notepad on Windows or TextEdit on a Mac. Do not use WordPad, Microsoft Word, or other full-featured word processing software because these programs create different sorts of files from the plain text files we use for web content. Most web designers don't use Notepad or TextEdit for writing web pages. Instead, they use editors designed specifically for this purpose. These editors give you more features to make it easy to write and design pages. The following are some of the most popular editors. Coda, which is at that URL, a text editor for Mac made specifically for editing web pages. HTML kit, that's the URL. A popular text editor for Windows. The older versions are free. That's good to know. Free is definitely helpful. Komodo Edit, a free open source version of the popular Komodo IDE. It runs on Windows, Mac, and Linux. Oh no, that's my favorite so far. Notepad++, a free open source editor for Windows. Sublime Text, a popular editor for all platforms that also has a healthy ecosystem of free plugins. Ooh, that's nice. Once you've decided on the editor you want to use, type the content that you see in listing 1.1 and then save the file using sample.html as file name. Hi, Rix. How are you doing? The .html extension tells the web server that your file is written in HTML. When the file contents are sent to the web browser that requests it, the browser will also know that it is HTML and will render it perfect. Rix says, I'm just starting to learn how to code. Well, that's awesome. Congratulations on new things. Rix says, I have the HTML, CSS basics now, and I'm going to learn JS now. Well, that's awesome. Well, you might be interested in getting this book. You should check your local library because this right here is Sam's Teach Yourself, HTML, CSS, and JavaScript all in one, 3rd edition by Jennifer Kernan and Julie C. Maloney. Might come in handy for giving you some, maybe a little bit more information for CSS and HTML, and also give you a really good head start for JavaScript. So hold on a sec. Let me find you my here. If you want, that is the ISBN numbers. There's a 13 one, and there's a 10 one. That's probably enough time. But yeah, so Rix asked if I'm also learning. Kind of. I mean, I'm always learning, but like when it comes to just coding, if I just started, no. But I haven't really. So I did grad school for computer science, but I didn't really during grad school, during the time to get into grad school, I didn't really get to do much with. I mean, I did play around with some HTML, but that was more so like markup, doing markup language to try to make the document look good. But it would be nice to play around with that some more, because I'm thinking of starting a website to locate all the stuff that I'm trying to work on, all the projects I want to make. So yeah, just to reiterate, it says once you decided on the editor you want to use, type the content that you see in listing 1.1 and then save the file using sample.html as the file name. The .html extension tells the web server that your file is written in HTML. When the file contents are sent to the web browser that requests it, the browser will also know that it is HTML and will render it appropriately. Now that you have a sample HTML file to use and hopefully somewhere to put it, such as a web hosting account, let's get publishing your web content. Sounds like fun. I guess there's not much more I can go. I still have to do those steps. That works out. All right, that does work out because I just have a little over a minute left. So I'm about to close out the stream. I have some things to go do. I'm trying to decide if I want to take a nap or not, but I do know I wanted to get a snack in. So, I do plan on doing my usual Wednesday dancing time later. That'll be Wednesday 11 live. And I also am hoping to get some Kingdom Hearts time in before I call it a night. So, we'll see how that goes. But yeah, timer is about to do its thing, so I'm about to go. I'm surprised. I thought I put something in this book to keep my pace, but I guess it's okay, Rex, thank you. You have a good day. Also, please do. I will be streaming again later today, and for the most part, I pretty much enjoy at least one stream a day, pretty much every day. So if you're interested, come check it out. As far as my next time doing reading from this book, that'll be next Wednesday at the latest. So thank you so much for checking into this stream and for inquiring and sharing some information. I'm glad that you've been getting some learning in for coding. I think I've very much enjoyed my time learning coding things and continue to do so. I guess it's one of the bummers about AI, maybe stepping in and taking over, and it's just nice to be able to do things, especially when it's things that you didn't expect that you'd be able to do, and then you find out, oh hey, I was able to do something that I never in a million years thought I would be able to. Rick says, yes, it's fun. Yeah, I agree. I'm agreeing. And the Dog Squad, aka Hawaii, said hi, and I made it. You sure did. You did make it. Nice to see Hawaii. However, yes, to the live. However, I have to go. But the good news for you is I will be streaming more. The Duck Squad, aka, said you too. Thank you. But yeah, unfortunately, I just finished this part of my Wednesday, and I need to get on to the next part of my Wednesday, and that's going to involve a nice snack time and maybe a nice nap time. I'm feeling like the way this weather's been, I'm feeling it's perfect nap taking weather. And There's going to be some dancing time involved, I'm pretty sure. I have to decide whether or not I want to stream my getting things together for Friday. Friday, the Duck Squad, aka Hawaii City. Yay. Okay, awesome, awesome. But yeah, that will be Wednesday 11 Live. But Friday, the Five Nights at Freddy's, The Secret of the Mimic is going to be coming out Friday. So I'm hoping that Friday after I get back from work, that I'll be able to start playing that game. That should be a fun time. But if not Friday, then I'm hoping sometime Wednesday. All right, so that could be a fun time. The Duck Squad, aka why I said that's cool. But yeah, I'm actually really excited to play that game because the first time I played a Five Nights at Freddy's game, it was Ultimate Custom Night, and I forgot if I was streaming it over here on YouTube or if I was streaming it over on my Twitch at the time. Because if I was streaming it here on YouTube, the lives are probably still here. Because I don't really do anything. If something's on here, it kind of pretty much stays here. I haven't had the time or the interest to like change it up. So, so that was the first time I played a Five Nights at Freddy's game. And then when Security Breach came out, I got that and I was playing that just on my own time, but I wasn't really playing it for real. I was more so just enjoying some glitching out in the intro level. And then I got so befuddled because I had Gregory there in the little restaurant in the lobby area, and out of nowhere, Plush Trap was just there at the booth, and I just thought that was part of the game, so I didn't think enough to like go and try to take a picture or take video with my phone. And it's a shame I didn't, because I didn't realize it was a random thing, because I went back trying to retrace my steps to try to get him to pop up again, and I couldn't figure it out. So the most I could think of doing was trying to put it on my Reddit post, like, hey, has anyone else seen Plush Trap pop up in this particular place? Because it's kind of weird. He just kind of popped up. So I'm looking forward to trying to do Secret of the Mimic. That should be a fun time. Like, I'm super into Kingdom Hearts. I love me some Kingdom Hearts. But I definitely pay some attention to, even though I don't get to play the games usually, I definitely pay attention to Five Nights at Freddy's. So hopefully it goes well. It's not a total mess. I was trying to Missing Link, Kingdom Hearts Missing Link, but they ended up canceling that, so won't be able to do that. But another one I would like to do when that comes out is Amanda the Adventure. I have to double check when that's supposed to come out. Amanda the Adventure. I haven't played an Amanda the Adventure game yet, but I did. But I did. I have seen people playing ever since the beta or alpha. What do we call it? Ever since that first Amanda the Adventure that came out as a result of a hack. What do you call it? Jeff Bartlett said, "Hello, Becky. Don't mind me. I just started listening, but have wonderful Wednesday and beyond." Thank you, Jeff Bartlett. You do the same, please. No minds at all. It's always a delight to have you popping in with some positivity. Thank you. I hope you're doing well. All right, friends. I don't drive, and trying to get a break from copyright for a bit. But yeah, I don't like to drive. No, I was speaking about I was talking about this game called Amanda the Adventurer. When it first started being a thing, it was a result of a game jam, I guess you would call it. Basically, when a lot of developers get together and make a game. But then it started to get kind of popular on YouTube. So based on the popularity of that, they were like, oh, we could actually try and make this into a real thing. And so thankfully they did, because they were able to do the first Amanda Adventure. Then like a year or two after that, they were able to do the second Amanda the Adventure. And now Amanda the Adventure 3 will be coming out, I feel like this summer. I gotta double check. Jed Bartlett says this was high tech for 96 LOL. I bet that was. I'm telling you, I was there, man. I was there. I was born in 1984, so I was definitely on that old Mac with the black background and the green text. Honestly, it's my preference, honestly. They were onto something, because having to deal with blue light, like these are blue light blockers, but before I got these, I just had like whatever I could get from the store, whatever cheap things I get from the store. But other than that, it'd be pain, pain, pain. Jeb Bartlett said, amazing gaming. I forget, what's up. You have to bear in mind, was not lately. Lately, I've been trying to do more streaming. But previously, before I picked up all the streaming and the making things, I was just watching YouTube. The vast majority of the time I've spent with my YouTube account has been watching other people's stuff. So I am definitely into gaming. Just, I don't necessarily have time to play it, but I do make time for Kingdom Hearts, and I do make time for FNAF, even if I don't necessarily get through the whole game. But I would be very interested in playing Amanda the Adventure 3. That could be a real fun time. I love puzzles, so that automatically gets my interest. And I also love like fun, crazy stories. So Jeff Bartlett said, I just got started watching YouTube for 1.5 years. Wow, okay. Wow, you're still new. You're still fresh. When I first started, so when I first got a YouTube account, I was working on my bachelor's degree, and I was taking one of my film studies classes, and effectively for the project, it's still on there. If you look back on my, I'm telling my timeline, I don't know what they call it. But if you look back, basically my first video was the thing I had to do for the class. And effectively it was just an easy way to have a way to share a video to my teacher for a class I was taking. And then so for the longest, I made a thing, and then I made another thing, and then I just kind of left it alone. But then in 2014, I cut the cable, and I just was watching YouTube pretty much. And that's pretty much been it. That's pretty much what it's funny though, because my brother would be over visiting, and he'll be constantly watching or having on some kind of TV show or whatever. And I'm just like, okay, YouTube, 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 YouTube. Okay, YouTube. All right, YouTube. So now when I go to schools and I'm dealing with classes, and they're like, YouTube, 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 I'm like, yeah, I get it. It's like, I can't say anything. I'm the same way. Jed Bartlett said, looking for you awesome women streamers, said a networking techie. Oh, okay. Ex-techie. All right, then. Jed Bartlett said, just getting into web now. Really? Well, let me remind you what this particular live stream was about. I just saw a new series. This is the second one so far. This right here is the second live stream of the series, because I just recently finished C++ on for Dummies. So what this one is on is Sam's Teach Yourself, HTML, CSS, and JavaScript, all in one, 3rd edition. Yep. And it's not 96, but this came out in the year of 2019. So it's very likely going to have valid information that's still being used today. because it's definitely not 96. So it's, I'm just saying, like, you might want to see if they got electronic version of the book or a physical copy you can get shipped to you by your favorite retailer. But hey, you might luck out. It could be a Barnes & Noble. All right, I'm going to sit in hot car time. And it is loud when I have the windows down. So I'm going to go ahead and close out the stream. And I'm going to go home. I'm going to get a nice snacky, because I do love my snackies. And probably a nap, because I'm kind of feeling it. And we'll go from there. I'll definitely be streaming at least one other time today. Okay, Deborah said, I seen I can refresh and retouch. And then, word, thanks for info. You're welcome. And the Duck Squad. I don't know if you could hear me or not because my car kind of took over. Jed Brother said I can refresh and retouch, and weird things for the info. And the Duck Squad, Hawaii said bye. And the Jed Brother said flash book again, please. With the please sign, sure. Hold on, I put it the right way. Oof. At least I'll try. Haha. Woo! Doesn't hurt to try, I don't think. Here we go. So again, this is Sam's Teach Yourself HTML, CSS, and JavaScript all in one, 3rd edition, by Jennifer Kiernan and Julie C. Maloney. And I'll do one better because you missed when I did this the first time. But real quick, you can pause as you like, but this is the contents of the guide. At a glance. This is why I need a nap. I need a snack and food and less hot times because I don't do good in hot. And right now, my car is too hot. Whew. I am definitely a person who does not like it too hot or cold. I'm so spoiled. Okay, contents at a glance. Looks like that. Okay. Here, I'll even scroll. This is part 1 is getting started on the web. Part 2 is building blocks of practical web design. Oof. Part 3 is advanced web page design with CSS. Ooh. Okay, let's try it from the top. Okay. 4 is responsive web design. Part 5 is getting started with dynamic sites. So let me properly let you see the full name of the chapters. I'm not going over every little bit, but again, beautiful thing about YouTube is you can pause and slow down things, speed up things, whatever. Great. And then this is advanced website functionality and management, and those are the names of the chapters. Oh, and I'll do yet even better if you're just looking for the easy way to find the book. I did put this information on my first live stream in this series, but here it is again. This is the ISBN number 13. It's 978-0-672-33803-3. And the ISBN number 10, I don't know, I'm saying number twice, is 0-672-33808-4. The Duck Squatty Cake Hawaii said, see you soon. I'm going to take a nap. Oh, sounds good. I'm going to do that too. Oh, okay. Jedbart said, got a screenshot. Okay, awesome. Jedbart said, I'm an artist, but really a nerd too. Same, right? I know just the feeling. I love it all. I'm just about the STEAM, the science, technology, engineering, art, and math. I think those people who just are all about the STEM are boring. Don't be boring. Embrace your artistic side. Jed Bartlett said, thanks, Becky. Have a nice evening. Catch up with you sooner. Please. Please. All right, fantastic. All right. Thank you, Jed Bartlett. Thank you, the Duck Scott, aka Hawaii. Thank you, Nightbot. Thank you, Rix. And thank you, who I may have missed. The Duck Squad, aka how I said bye, Becky. See you later, maybe. With a flower and a mushroom. Mushroom? Oh, Secret of the Mimic has a mushroom. So does Kingdom Hearts. But you probably just had a random mushroom. Either way, Jed Bartlett. Laugh smiles. Word. Alright, sounds good. Yeah, snack, nap, dancing. Hopefully Kingdom Hearts time. Factual Z. Sounds fun. Not sure what that means right now, but sounds like fun. Find a Factual Z show? Oh. Factual Z. Really? Okay. I'll try to find it real quick on my phone, but after I close down, though. Alright. Thank you to anyone who might just out in the future. Stranger things have happened. And whenever, wherever, however, whatever. Just make the most of it. That's the most important part. Bye-bye.